When I think about the difference between a traditional building assembly and a high-performance one, I tend to think of my own house. Built 100 years ago, the first floor had just 3 layers. Architectural split-face block, lath, and plaster. Did it work? Sure. 100 years later, that wall's in great shape. However, if you take an infrared image of that wall during the middle of the winter, it glows like a cherry. So what about a typical wall today that we might think of as high performance? How many layers does it have? Well, probably about 10. And starting from the exterior, we have exterior paint, exterior primer, cladding, the weather-resistant barrier, the structural sheathing, the framing, I'm at 6 fingers now, the insulation, the vapor retarder, the gypsum wallboard, the interior primer. Oops, I'm out of fingers. It's actually 11 layers with the interior paint. So we are making much more complicated assemblies, and why is that? Well, that's because we want them to do more. We ask them to be more energy efficient. We have much stricter requirements for quality of air and comfort inside the building. So if I take a tiny cup of water and I pour it in just beneath the window of that original 100-year-old wall, who cares? That wall has plenty of ability, those 3 layers, to handle that cup of water. But if I take that same cup of water and dump it into the 10-layer wall, that cup of water may be a real problem because I'm asking so much of that wall. If you had asked me about 10 years ago what Woofy was, W-U-F-I, I probably would have guessed that it was a PBS children's show. But it's not, and a lot of us know now that it's a German hydrothermal modeling program that will actually take that 10-layer wall and tell us a lot about its high performance over wetting cycles, over drying cycles. So the key thing that we have to recognize with high performance assemblies and buildings is we're asking a lot more of our buildings, and therefore we have to ask a lot more of ourselves as building professionals. And that's a lot about what this report is about.